We will continue the recitation of the Holy Quran. We are now reciting chapter 78, which is Surah Al-Naba, and we will start from verse 32. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن للمتقين مفازا حدائق وعنابا وكواعب أترابا وكأسا دهاقا لا يسمعون فيها لغوا ولا كذابا جزاء من ربك عطاء حسابا رب السماوات والأرض وما بينهما الرحمن لا يملكون منه خطابا يوم يقوم الروح والملائكة صفا لا يتكلمون إلا من أذن له الرحمن وقال صوابا ذلك اليوم الحق فمن شاء اتخذ إلى ربه مآبا إنا أنذرناكم عذابا قريبا يوم ينظر المرء ما قدمت يداه ويقول الكافر يا ليتني كنت ترابا. Verily for the righteous is a triumph, walled gardens and grapevines, and young maidens of equal age, and overflowing cups. Therein they will hear no idle talk, nor lying. A recompense from thy Lord, a gift in proportion to their works. Lord of the heavens and the earth and all that is between them, the gracious, they shall not have the power to address him. On the day when the Spirit and the angels will stand in rows, they shall not speak except he whom the gracious God will permit and who will speak only what is right. That day is sure to come, so let him who will seek recourse unto his Lord. Verily we have warned you of a punishment which is near at hand, a day when man will see what his hands have sent on before, and the disbeliever will say, Would that I were mere dust. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. وَالنَّازِعَاتِ غَرْقًا وَالنَّاشِطَاتِ نَشْطًا وَالسَّابِحَاتِ سَبْحًا فَالسَّابِقَاتِ سَبْقًا فَالْمُدَبِّرَاتِ أَمْرًا يَوْمَ تَرْجُفُ الرَّاجِفَةُ تتبعها الرادفة قلوب يومئذ واجفة أبصارها خاشعة يقولون إن لمردودون في الحافرة أإذا كنا عظاما نخرة قالوا تلك إذا كرة خاسرة فإنما هي زجرة واحدة فإذا هم بالساهرة هل أتاك حديث موسى إذ ناداه ربه بالواد المقدس طوى اذهب إلى فرعون إنه طغى فقل هل لك إلى أن تزكى وأهديك إلى ربك فتخشى فأراه الآية الكبرى فكذب وعصى ثم أدبر يسعى فحشر فنادى فقال أنا ربكم الأعلى فأخذه الله نكال الآخرة والأولى إن في ذلك لعبرة لمن يخشى. In the name of Allah, the Gracious, the Merciful, by those beings who draw people to true faith vigorously, and by those who tie their knots firmly, and by those who glide along swiftly, then they advance and greatly excel others. Then they manage the affair entrusted to them. This will happen on the day when the quaking earth shall quake, and a second quaking shall follow it. On that day hearts will tremble, and their eyes will be cast down. They say, shall we really be resorted to our former state? What, even when we are rotten bones? They say, then that indeed would be a losing return. It will only be a single cry. And behold, they will all come out in the open. Has the story of Moses reached thee? When his Lord called him in the holy valley of Tuwa, saying, go thou to Pharaoh, he has rebelled, and say to him, would thou like to be purified? And I will guide thee to thy Lord so that thou mayest fear him. So he showed him the great sign, but he rejected him and disobeyed. Then he returned away from Moses, striving against him. And he gathered his people and proclaimed, saying, I am your Lord, the Most High. So Allah seized him for the punishment of the hereafter and the present world. Therein surely is a lesson for him who fears. أأنتم أشد خلقا أم السماء بناها رفع سمكها فسواها وأغطش ليلها وأخرج زهاها والعرز بعد ذلك دحاها أخرج منها ماءها ومرعاها والجبال أرساها متاعا لكم ولأنعامكم فإذا جاءت الطامة الكبرى يوم يتذكر الإنسان ما سعى وبرزت الجحيم لمن يرى فأما من طغى وآثر الحياة الدنيا فإن الجحيم هي المأوى وأما من خاف مقام ربه ونهى النفس عن الهوى فإن الجنة هي المأوى يسألونك عن الساعة أيان مرساها فيما أنت من ذكراها إلى ربك منتهاها إنما أنت منذر من يخشاها كأنهم يوم يرونها لم يلبثوا إلا عشية أو ضحاها. Are you harder to create or the heaven that he has built? He has raised the height thereof and made it perfect. And he has made its night dark and has brought forth the morn thereof. And the earth along with it he spread forth. He produced therefrom its water and its pasture, and the mountains he made them firm. All this is a provision for you and for your cattle. But when the great disaster comes, the day when man will call to mind all that he strove for, and hell will be made manifest to him who sees. Then as for him who rebels and who chooses the life of this world, the fire of hell shall surely be his home. But as for him who fears to stand before his Lord and restrains his soul from evil desires, the garden shall surely be his home. They ask thee concerning the hour, when will it come? But what hast thou to do with the mentioning thereof? But what hast thou to do with the mentioning thereof? The ultimate knowledge of it rests with thy Lord. Thou art only a warner unto him who fears it. On the day when they see it, they will feel as if they had no tarried in the world but an evening or a morn thereof. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Abasa wa tawalla an ja'ahu al-'ama wa ma yudrika la'allahu yazakka أو يذكر فتنفعه الذكرى أما من استغنى فأنت له تصدى وما عليك ألا يزكى وأما من جاءك يسعى وهو يخشى فأنت عنه تلحى كلا إنها تذكرة فمن شاء ذكره في صحف مكرمة مرفوعة مطهرة بأيدي سفرة كرام بررة قتل الإنسان ما أكفره من أي شيء خلقه من نطفة خلقه فقدره ثم السبيل يسره ثم أماته فأقبره ثم إذا شاء أنشره كلا لما يقض ما أمره فلينظر الإنسان إلى طعامه أنا صببنا الماء صبا ثم شققنا الأرض شقا فأنبتنا فيها حبا وعنبا وقضبا وزيتونا ونخلا وحدائق غلبا وفاكهة وأبا متاعا لكم ولأنعامكم فإذا جاءت الصاخة يوم يفر المرء من أخيه وأمه وأبيه وصاحبته وبنيه لكل امرئ منهم يومئذ شأن يغنيه وجوه يومئذ مسفرة ضاحكة مستبشرة ووجوه يومئذ عليها غبرة ترهقها قترة أولئك هم الكفرة الفجرة. Surah Al-Abas. In the name of Allah, the Gracious, the Merciful. He frowned and turned aside, because there came to him the blind man. And what takes thee? Know that he may be seeking to purify himself, or he may take heed, and the reminder may benefit him. As for him who is disdainfully indifferent, unto him thou dost pay attention. Though thou art not responsible if he does not become purified, but he who comes to thee hastening, and he fears God, him dost thou neglect. Nay, surely it is a reminder. So let him who desires pay heed to it, on honored sheets, exalted, purified, in the hands of riders, noble and virtuous. Ruin seize the man, how ungrateful he is. Of what does he create him? Of a sperm drop he creates him and proportions him. Then he makes the way easy for him. Then he causes him to die and assigns a grave to him. Then when he pleases, he will raise him up again. Nay, he has not yet done what he commanded him to do. Now let man look at his food. Now how we pour down water in abundance. Then we cleave the earth a proper cleaving. Then we cause to grow therein grain, and grapes and vegetables, and the olive and the date palm, and walled gardens thickly planted, and fruits and herbage, provision for you and your cattle. For when the deafening shout comes, on the day when a man flees from his brother, and from his mother, and his father, and from his wife, and his sons, every man among them that day will have concern enough to make him indifferent to others. On that day, some faces will be bright, laughing, joyous, and some faces on that day will have dust upon them. Darkness will cover them. Those are the ones the disbelieved and were wicked. Surah Al-Takbir. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. إذا الشمس كبرت وإذا النجوم انكدرت وإذا الجبال سيرت وإذا العشار عطلت وإذا الوحوش هشرت وإذا البحار سجرت وإذا النفوس زوجت وإذا الموءودة سئلت بأي ذنب قتلت وإذا الصحف نشرت وإذا السماء كشطت وإذا الجحيم سعرت وإذا الجنة أزلفت علمت نفس ما أحذرت فلا أقسم بالخنس الجوار الكنس والليل إذا عسعس والصبح إذا تنفس إنه لقول رسول كريم ذي قوة عند ذي العرش مكين مطاع ثم أمين وما صاحبكم بمجنون ولقد رآه بالأفق المبين وما هو على الغيب بضنين وما هو بقول شيطان رجيم فأين تذهبون إن هو إلا ذكر للعالمين لمن شاء منكم أن يستقيم وما تشاءون إلا أن يشاء الله رب العالمين. In the name of Allah, the Gracious, the Merciful, when the sun is wrapped up, and when the stars are obscured, and when the mountains are made to move, and when the she-camels 10 months pregnant are abandoned, and when the beasts are gathered together, and when the seas are made to flow from forth one into the other, and when people are brought together, and when the girl child buried alive is questioned about, for what crime was she killed, and when books are spread abroad, and when the heaven is laid bare, and when the fire is caused to blaze up, and when the gardens is brought nigh, then every soul will know what it has brought forward. Nay, I call to witness the planets that recede. Go ahead and then hide. And I call to witness the night as it passes away, and the dawn as it begins to breathe, that this is surely the revealed word of a noble messenger, possessor of power, established in the presence of the Lord of the throne, obeyed there and faithful to his trust, and your companion is not mad. And he assuredly saw him on the clear horizon, and he is not niggardly with respect to the unseen, nor is this the word of Satan, the rejected. Whither then are you going? It is nothing but a reminder unto all the worlds, unto such among you as desire to go straight, while you desire not a thing except that Allah, the Lord of the worlds, desires it. Suratul Infitar. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. إذا السماء انفطرت وإذا الكواكب انتثرت وإذا البحار فجرت وإذا القبور بعثرت علمت نفس ما قدمت وأخرت يا أيها الإنسان ما غرك بربك الكريم الذي خلقك فسواك فعدلك في أي صورة ما شاء ركبك كلا بل تكذبون بالدين وإن عليكم لحافظين كراما كاتبين يعلمون ما تفعلون إن الأبرار لفي نعيم وإن الفجار لفي جحيم يصلونها يوم الدين وما هم عنها بغائبين وما أدراك ما يوم الدين ثم ما أدراك ما يوم الدين يوم لا تملك نفس لنفس شيئا والأمر يومئذ لله. In the name of Allah, the Gracious, the Merciful, when the heaven is cleft asunder, and when the stars are scattered, and when the rivers are made to flow forth into canals, and when the graves are laid open, each soul shall then know what it has sent forth and what it has held back. O man, what has emboldened thee against thy gracious Lord, who created thee, then perfected thee, then proportioned thee aright? In whatever form he pleased, he fashioned thee. Nay, but you deny the judgment. But there are guardians over you, honored recorders, who know all that you do. Verily, the virtuous will be in bliss, and the wicked will be in hell. They will burn therein on the day of judgment, and they will not be able to escape therefrom. And what should make thee know what the day of judgment is? Again, what should make thee know what the day of judgment is? The day when a soul shall have no power to do aught for another soul, and the command on that day will be Allah's. Surah At-Tatfif. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wailul lil مطففين الذين إذا اكتالوا على الناس يستوفون وإذا كالوهم أو وزنوهم يخسرون ألا يظن أولئك أنهم مبعوثون ليوم عظيم يوم يقوم الناس لرب العالمين كلا إن كتاب الفجار لفي سجين وما أدراك ما سجين كتاب مرقوم ويل يومئذ للمكذبين الذين يكذبون بيوم الدين وما يكذب به إلا كل معتد أثيم إذا تتلى عليه آياتنا قال أساطير الأولين كلا بل ران على قلوبهم ما كانوا يكسبون كلا إنهم عن ربهم يومئذ لمحجوبون ثم إنهم لصال الجحيم ثم يقال هذا الذي كنتم به تكذبون كلا إن كتاب الأبرار لفي عليين وما أدراك ما عليون كتاب مرقوم يشهده المقربون إن الأرائك ينظرون تعرف في وجوههم نظرة النعيم يسقون من رحيق مختوم ختامه مسك وفي ذلك فليتنافس المتنافسون ومزاجه من تسنيم عينا يشرب بها المقربون إن الذين أجرموا كانوا من الذين آمنوا يزهقون وإذا مروا بهم يتغامزون وإذا انقلبوا إلى أهلهم انقلبوا فكهين وإذا رأوهم قالوا إن هؤلاء لضالون وما أرسلوا عليهم حافظين فاليوم الذين آمنوا من الكفار يزهقون على الأرائك ينظرون هل صوب الكفار ما كانوا يفعلون. In the name of Allah, the Gracious, the Merciful. Woe unto those who give short measure, those who when they take by measure from other people, take it full. But when they give it by measure to others, or weigh to them, they give them less. Do not such people know that they will be raised again unto a terrible day, the day when mankind will stand before the Lord of the worlds. Nay, the record of the wicked is in Sijin. And what should make thee know what Sijin is? It is a book written comprehensively. Woe on that day unto those who reject, who deny the day of judgment, and none denies it save every sinful transgressor, who, when our sins are recited unto him, says, fables of the ancients. Nay, but that which they have earned has rusted their hearts. Nay, they will surely be debarred from seeing their Lord on that day. Then verily they will burn in hell. Then it will be said to them, this is what you used to reject. Nay, but the record of the virtuous is surely in Elysian. And what should make thee know what Elysian is? It is a book written comprehensively. The chosen ones of God will witness it. Surely the virtuous will be in bliss, seated on couches gazing. Thou wilt find in their faces the freshness of bliss. They will be given to drink of a pure sealed beverage. The sealing of it will be with musk, for this let the aspirants aspire. And it will be tempered with the water of the Tasneem, a spring of which the chosen ones will drink. Those who were guilty used to laugh at those who believed. And when they passed by them, they winked at one another. And when they returned to their families, they returned exulting. And when they saw them, they said, these indeed are the lost ones. But they were not sent as keepers over them. This day, therefore, it is the believers who will laugh at the disbelievers, seated on couches gazing. Are not the disbelievers duly paid for what they did? Suratul Inshiqaq. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. إذا السماء شقت وأذنت لربها وحقت وإذا الأرض مدت وألقت ما فيها وتخلت وأذنت لربها وحقت يا أيها الإنسان إنك كادح إلى ربك كدحا فملاقيه فأما من أوتي كتابه بيمينه فسوف يحاسب حسابا يسيرا وينقلب إلى أهله مسرورا وأما من أوتي كتابه وراء ظهره فسوف يدعو ثبورا ويصلى سعيرا إنه كان في أهله مسرورا إنه ظن أن لن يحور بلى إن ربه كان به بصيرا فلا أقسم بالشفق والليل وما وسق والقمر إذا اتسق لتركبن طبقا عن طبق فما لهم لا يؤمنون وإذا قرئ عليهم القرآن لا يسجدون. There's a sajda here, so we will do the sajda. بل الذين كفروا يكذبون والله أعلم بما يوعون فبشرهم بعذاب أليم إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لهم أجر غير ممنون. In the name of Allah, the Gracious, the Merciful, when the heaven bursts asunder and gives ear to her Lord, and this is incumbent upon her, and when the earth is spread out and casts out all that is in her and becomes empty, and gives ear to her Lord, and this is incumbent upon her. Thou, O man, art verily laboring towards thy Lord, a hard laboring, then thou art going to meet him. Then as for him who is given his book of record in his right hand, he will soon have an easy reckoning, and he will return to his household rejoicing. But as for him who will have his book of record given to him behind his back, he will soon call for destruction, and he will burn in a blazing fire. Verily, before this he lived joyfully among his family. He indeed thought that he would never return to God. He indeed thought that he would never return to God. Yeah, surely his Lord sees him full well. But nay, I call to witness the evening twilight, and the night, and all that it envelops, and the moon when it becomes full, that you shall assuredly pass on from one stage to another. So what is the matter with them, that they believe not? And when the Qur'an is recited unto them, they do not bow down in submission. On the contrary, those who disbelieve reject it, and Allah knows best what they keep hidden in their hearts, so give them tidings of a painful punishment. But as to those who believe and do good works, there is an unending reward. Surah Al-Buruj. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. وَالسَّمَاءِ ذَاتِ الْبُرُوجِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْمَوْعُودِ وَشَاهِدٌ وَمَشْهُودٌ قُتِلَ أَصْحَابُ الْأُخْدُودِ النَّارِ ذَاتِ الْوَقُودِ إِذْ هُمْ عَلَيْهَا قُعُودٌ وَهُمْ عَلَى مَا يَفْعَلُونَ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ شُهُودٌ وَمَا نَقَمُوا مِنْهُمْ إِلَّا أَنْ يُؤْمِنُوا بِاللَّهِ الْعَزِيزِ الْحَمِيدِ الَّذِي لَهُ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَاللَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ شَهِيدٌ إِنَّ الَّذِينَ فَتَنُوا الْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ ثُمَّ لَمْ يَتُوبُوا فَلَهُمْ عَذَابُ جَهَنَّمَ وَلَهُمْ عَذَابُ الْحَرِيقِ إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ لَهُمْ جَنَّاتٌ تَجْرِي مِنْ تَحْتِهَا الْأَنْهَارُ ذَلِكَ الْفَوْزُ الْكَبِيرُ إِنَّ بَطْشَ رَبِّكَ لَشَدِيدٌ حميد إنه هو يبدئ ويعيد وهو الغفور الودود ذو العرش المجيد فعال لما يريد هل أتاك حديث الجنود فرعون وثمود بل الذين كفروا في تكذيب والله من ورائهم محيط بل هو قرآن مجيد في لوح محفوظ. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Gracious, the Merciful, by the heaven having mansions of stars, and by the promised day, and by the witness, and that about whom witness has been borne, cursed by the fellows of the trench, the fire fed with fuel, and they witnessed what they did to the believers, and they hated them not, but because they believed in Allah, the Almighty, the Praiseworthy, to whom belongs the kingdom of the heavens and the earth, and Allah is witness over all things. Those who persecute the believing men and the believing women, and then repent not, for them is surely the punishment of hell, and for them is the punishment of burning. But those who believe and do good works, for them are gardens through which streams flow, that is the great triumph. Surely the ceasing of thy Lord is severe. He it is who originates and reproduces, and He is the most forgiving, the loving, the Lord of the throne, the Lord of honor. Doer of whatever He wills. He has not thus the story of the hosts come to thee, of Pharaoh and Thamud? Nay, but those who disbelieve persist in rejecting the truth, and Allah encompasses them from before them and from behind them. Nay, but it is a glorious Qur'an in a well-guarded tablet. Bismillah, Surah At-Tariq. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Was-samaa'i wat-tariq وما أدراك ما الطارق النجم الثاقب إن كل نفس لما عليها حافظ فلينظر الإنسان مما خلق من ماء دافق يخرج من بين الصلب والترائب إنه على رجعه لقادر يوم تبلى السرائر فما له من قوة ولا ناصر والسماء ذات الرجع والأرض ذات الصدع إنه لقول فصل وما هو بالهزل إنهم يكيدون كيدا وأكيد كيدا فمهل الكافرين أمهلهم رويدا. In the name of Allah, the Gracious, the Merciful, by the heaven and the morning star, and what should make thee know what the morning star is? It is a star of piercing brightness. There is no soul but has a guardian over it. So let man consider from what he is created. He is created from a gushing fluid which issues forth from between the loins and the breastbones. Surely He has the power to bring him back to life. On the day when secrets shall be disclosed, then he will have no strength and no helper, but the cloud which gives rain after rain, and by the earth which opens out with herbage. It is surely a decisive word, and it is not a useless talk. Surely they plan a plan, and I also plan a plan. So give time to the disbelievers. Give them time for a little while. Surah Al-A'la. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Sabbih isma rabbikal a'la. الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. In the name of Allah, the Gracious, the Merciful, glorify the name of thy Lord, the Most High, who creates imperfects, and who designs and guides, and who brings forth the pasturage, then turns it back in black, rotten rubbish. We shall teach thee the Qur'an, and thou shalt forget it not, except as Allah wills. Surely He knows what is open and what is hidden, and we shall facilitate for thee every facility. So go on reminding. Surely reminding is profitable. He who fears will soon heed, but the reprobate will turn aside from it. He who is to enter the great fire, then he will neither die therein nor live. Verily, he truly prospers who purifies himself and remembers the name of his Lord and offer prayers, but you prefer the life of this world, whereas the hereafter is better and more lasting. This indeed is what is taught in the former scriptures, the scriptures of Abraham and Moses. We will stop here. There are about 2 minutes and 38 seconds left in the opening of the fast.